What's up, everybody? It's your boy June 5th, June Money. And as a parent, you gotta be careful with your children. Don't send them out by themselves. Don't send them to walk to the store by themselves. When I was a little kid, we used to do everything by ourselves. Catch the bus, go to the skating ring, go to the corner store. But especially when you got a little girl, it's not safe. Now let's get into the story. There are two types of individuals that commit crimes. You have those that are desperate and feel like they have no other choice. For example, someone who hustle, they sell drugs to support his family or his community, become a felon, and then he feels like he or she must keep committing these crimes to keep money in their pockets and continue supporting their family. And then you have those sick individuals, most likely who have some untreated trauma or form of mental illness, who commit heinous crimes for basically no reason at all. Even if they do have a reason they formulated in their minds, their actions don't add up to a normal human being. For example, Charlie Kirk was unalive simply for freedom of speech.
Friends, the administration.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped, and she was going to give birth and she would, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live, would you want her to go through that?
The baby would be delivered. Happening all the time.
Although the man who committed the crime, the shooter, might say he did it because of his speeches or Kirk's opinions on certain topic, it all boils down to freedom of speech and expression. Lester Eubanks is one of those sick, nasty, despicable individuals who committed crimes against innocent people and ruined their family lives forever. Lester, the molester, as I like to call him, is what you call a serial sex offender. Got this homie, his name Blue Blood. We talk a lot. He give me a lot of advice as a man. And one thing he say is, as a man, you gotta have what he calls penis control or D control. You gotta learn everything ain't to be hit, humped. You gotta learn, bro, I'm a man. I need to focus on being successful. I don't need to have sex every day to feel complete. I need success. I need my family to be good. I need to be good. But Lester, the molester, he has zero control. Earlier, I spoke on people that have mental illness and trauma that's untreated. Lester was in the Army. Yes, a veteran of the Army. And I'm sure he suffered trauma, but that makes no excuse because he could have sought help. He could have sought help. Now, could that have been what led to his sex addictions and this, that, and the third? Possibly. But does that give him the right to take from a woman, to take from a little girl? No. No, it doesn't, bruh. He's sick. Now, Lester the molester was out on bond for sexual assault, attempted sexual assault, attempted rape. What judge let somebody out who attempted to grape somebody? I don't know. But he was already out on bond. Now, as he's out on bond, he goes to the club with a prostitute. Yeah, you heard me right. A prostitute. A female that sell her body. But he goes on a date with her. Now, while on a date with her, he in the club drinking, getting that liquid coverage in his body. Now, as he's drinking, boom, they on the dance floor, he drops his weapon. Everybody in the club that night seen him drop his weapon. Everybody. Now, he picks his weapon up and he continues dancing. Now, it's awkward, Of course it's awkward because everybody like, hold on, bro, you just dropped the gun and you acting like that ain't happened. So as this is going on, the lady that he came with, the prostitute, she goes over and start talking to somebody else. Cause that's what she is, bruh. You trying wife her, basically. You trying wife a prostitute. So, next thing you know, she goes over to Lester and she tells him, yo, Lester, look, I'm finna leave with him. It ain't gonna be that long, but I'm gonna meet back up with you. Of course, Lester, the goofy molester, agrees to that. He's hesitant, he's upset because his John that he came to the club with is about to leave with another man. But she don't have enough respect for him, bro. She has no respect for him. So she leaves with another man. Now, I wish that she would have just left with the molester because what takes place next is horrible. It's horrible. And he can't control himself. But another part of me is glad he got played, bro. Glad that she played him and she went and got her walls beat down. It mad long for the John to come back. So Lester went outside. As Lester went outside, he's standing outside, furious. That's where the story gets crazy. Now, there's a family that lives nearby. And a lady sends her two daughters out to do the laundry, do the family laundry. One of them is 14, one of them is 9. So she sends them out to do the laundry. Now, when they get to the laundromat, they realize they don't have enough quarters. So the eldest daughter tells her little sister, yo, stay right here. I'm going to be back. Does she know she about to run into Lester, the molester, the nasty, sick individual who is out on bond for attempted sexual assault. Now, at the beginning of the story, I told y'all really got to pay attention to y'all children, no matter if they teenagers or young, because they might run into somebody like Lester. This justice system is messed up. This justice system is foul. They'll keep somebody in there who they don't really have that much information on. He probably did a white-collar crime, fraud, this, that, and the third. But they'll release on bond an attempted rapist, somebody who already been convicted of sexual assault. So yes, our government is supposed to be protecting us. The justice system is supposed to protect our children, supposed to protect the innocent. But in this scenario, they release a monster. They let Lester the molester back on the streets. Now, while he's standing there, he realizes his prostitute girlfriend is not coming back. So, Lester, the freaky molester, sees a 14-year-old girl who's going to look for change. Now, instead of him just going back home, calling it a wrap for the night, saying, you know what, I'm already in trouble. I'm already out on bond. I need to just work through my case and forget about this. Nah, he lets his hormones get the best of him. He lets his sickness, his mental illness get the best of him. He grabs the 14-year-old girl, forces her into the alleyway. He tries his best. He tries to get it. But she fights him off because he's a coward. He's a straight coward. You know that gun that he had dropped in the club? Since he couldn't get nothing from her? Boom, boom! Shoots her twice. And runs off like the coward he is. He goes, wipes off, then he comes back in the area to see if she's unalive. He realizes she isn't unalive. Lester, the molester, smashes her head with a brick to make sure the job is done. So let's think. While this incident has taken place, the 8-year-old sister is still at the laundromat waiting for her sister to come back. When her sister didn't come back in a timely manner, the 8-year-old runs home scared and afraid of what might have happened to her sister. She runs, she tells her mother instantly contacts the authorities and goes into the area of the laundromat. You only imagine how afraid, scared, hurt that this 8-year-old girl is of what she had to experience, of what her parents feel. Can you imagine how the parents feel that they let their kids go to the laundromat and now one of their kids is missing and now they got to go to the scene of this horrendous crime? Now, earlier that day, when they had to get the change, the 8-year-old was begging the 14-year-old, please let me go with you. Please let me go with you. Let's just thank God that her sister like, no, you stay right here and watch the clothes. Now, after the 8-year-old got home and told their mom that her sister never came back, they go to the crime scene. She sees her daughter laying on the ground, shot twice with a brick laying next to her head. And she tells the authorities, yes, that's my daughter. She fell to the hands of Lester Eubanks. Lester the molester, a serial rapist, a serial sex offender. Of course, he was later identified. People said they seen him at the club. He dropped his gun. The prostitute corroborated the story, and he was later arrested. When he was arrested, he admitted to his crimes. Thank God he admitted to his crimes. Thank God he didn't take it to trial and act like he didn't do this. But they still gave him the death penalty because he deserved it. But that's not it for the story of Lester the molester. It gets even crazier. So, he was given a death penalty, but then later on, Ohio gets rid of the death penalty. So now, he's given life without the possibility of parole. So, this monster who already committed 2 attempted rapes, then another attempted rape, which ended up in a homicide, was given a death penalty, but the state that he was from, they do away with the death penalty, so he's given life without the possibility of parole. Now, while he's serving his prison sentence, he managed to be a good inmate. How? I don't know. How did some inmates find out about his paperwork and do him up in there? I don't know. But this is what happened. He managed to be a good inmate. So he makes it to the honor dorm or the faith dorm, where a lot of people with religion, who are very religious, they get to go there. The model inmates. You can't have a lot of write-ups. It's basically a camp where you allow a little bit of freedom. You're able to go to the store and come back. They trust you. How could you trust somebody with these charges? People with these type of charges, regardless how good they are, inside of that prison, should never be able to even make it to that dorm. Second thing I blame on the justice system. This is the second thing I blame on the justice system. This is horrible right here. This is straight horrible, bro. So first they let him out when he already attempted 2 rapes, and they let him out on bond. That was wrong. Second, he gets to prison, and y'all let this man make it to the honor dorm? Y'all let this man make it to a camp? Nah, man. Our justice system gotta change, bruh. He should never make it there. He should be in maximum security prison. But you know what? This what happens next. So it's Christmas time, it's the holidays, and he's in the honor dorm, where inmates are allowed a little bit of freedom versus the average inmate. And Lester was able to go to the mall to pick up some Christmas gifts. If they would have did his research, they would have realized he don't got no family and nobody loves him. But they allow him to go out. Unfortunately for us, society, and the prison system, and the justice system, they let out a monster. They let a monster go and get some Christmas gifts. So you know what Lester does? He never returned. He never returned. He's been on the run ever since. He never came back, bro. So he's on the loose even till this day. Till this day. Originally, the FBI put $25,000 reward for anybody who has any information leading to Lester Eubanks' arrest. In 2022, they upped it. They put $50,000 out. We need this guy in jail. We need him in prison for the rest of his natural-born life. They even put out an updated sketch of what he might look like because he's been away, he's been on the run for so long that he don't look the same. But man, this is the fault of the justice system. This is the fault of the prison system. He should have never been able to make it to that dorm. Hey man, love your children. Don't let them wander. Don't let them go to the laundromat by themselves. Don't let them go anywhere by themselves. We living in a sick world. If you got any information, I don't even care if y'all consider this snitching or whatever. He deserved to be in prison for what he did to that 14-year-old girl and that 8-year-old girl, her family, all these victims he got. I don't even care. If you got any information of this dude, bro, please help the FBI, bro. Hit the like button for me. Get this story out. Let people know, bro. This dude is on the loose. This monster is on the loose. It's your boy June 5th, June Money. Peace, man. This is the updated photo of what he might look like. They say he also might be going by the name Victor. Not Lester the molester, but Victor. Again, you got any information, contact the authorities. Yeah, that $50K gonna be good, but this guy deserved to be in prison, dog.